I think the bar is low, Kelly. I don't think it's going to be great. I think you want to be very careful and company specific in terms of what you own. The big themes, though, I think, for Super Friday are going to be strong net interest income and strong net interest margins. The Fed funds rate was up 146 basis points this past quarter. That bodes well for those sensitive to the Fed funds rate. That's mainly Wells Fargo and Bank of America, and to a lesser extent, JP Morgan. On the flip side, you're going to see higher provisions, higher reserve builds, higher expenses, and also fees that are going to be weak. But I think I wrap it all up and I'm thinking 1.2 times book with good dividends and good capital. I think the bar is set low enough.
Yeah. And which of the group are your favorite? Which would you stay away from? I mean, in general, Wells, B of A, JP Morgan, can we lump, well, maybe not Wells with those, but can we lump them all together and then kind of separate them out from what we're going to hear from Morgan Stanley and Goldman after that?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think Wells is definitely the one. It's my biggest position for sure. I do own Bank of America, to be clear, but Wells I think is a special situation because they are sensitive to rates. So for every 100 basis point move in net interest income, for every 100 basis point move in the Fed funds, net interest income goes up $2.6 billion. Plus, they have a very aggressive expense cost cutting program underway. The big number will be $12.3 billion in expenses for the quarter. I think they can do that and probably guide a little higher for next year, but it's going to be less bad versus some of their peers. Bank of America actually already gave us new numbers on December 6th. So I don't think you're going to see much surprise there, but I don't think it's going to be that great because I do think expenses are running at the high end. That being said, net interest income is going to be up $1 billion sequentially. That's really a very positive tailwind for them. And again, the stock is super cheap, 1.2 times book. At JP, I just keep an eye on because everybody wants to hear what Jamie Dimon, the CEO, has to say. But it's at 1.6 times book, and they've stumbled a little bit over the last year in terms of expenses. I think the expense number is going to be very important. I do own Morgan Stanley. I think it's a different sort of an animal. So is Goldman Sachs. I do think we're in the bottoming process of capital markets, and that's why I like Morgan Stanley. It's my favorite for the year.
It's comprehensive.